Hey guys, welcome back to some companions. Today's video, we're going to be looking at the beasts and how absolutely broken they are over in this version of the game. Now, overall, when it comes to beasts, there is also a beast shop that a lot of players were not aware of. I showed it actually on our live stream, and a lot of people were like, what is that? So the beast grounds themselves, there are a multitude of things you can do. Now, of course, primary, you can capture beasts. How you capture beasts in this game, a lot different. Now, you also notice that we have the rare beast right here. We have the elite beast, which is right here. There is a chance to also get legendary beasts, and beasts do come in a multitude, a really, really big multitude of varieties when it comes to building these out in the entirety. And they are honestly probably the biggest game changer that we've seen. Even right there, there is an elite flutter plume owl. Very cool. You can see down here, they have all of the skills of the flutter plume, but then you get into ascension. This is where you can build beasts and combine beasts, very similar to what we see with the heroes. So we can go ahead, we can take 3 of these, or even looking at 4 of these themselves, we can ascend all of these beasts together, and they're going to roll up as you see right here. These 3 are then going into a legendary beast, which gives us the ability to add skills. Now, if you look and you remember these little icons, that's right, these skills are from collections. They are the same icons that we use in collections in the classic version. And overall, you can see it adds a lot of stats in here. Attack rating of all heroes in the formation is increased by 6.4%. And then the health of all allies is increased by 7.26. That is a big, big increase in there. Now, you also notice that as we continue to ascend these, they go into mythic beasts. And that is right, the mythic beasts can be combined again going into ascended beasts. That's right, you can take these to ascended, and then there is multiple ascension levels when you're building out the beasts. So you thought that the heroes were the biggest dynamic, or looking at engraving, looking at furniture, looking at all of that was the biggest really dive when you get into the game. The ascended beasts, of course, can be combined up here. This is where, if you notice right here on the top, the beast store is at. So you can take beasts. Now, within selecting a beast here, you can combine a multitude of beasts to get new beasts in here. Now, the thing to remember within here is they have to be ascended beasts. Now, we're about 21 days, probably around 3 weeks in. As of right now, we do not have any ascended beasts as it sits today, but this is where you can combine ascended beasts. When you do the combination of 2 different beasts, they do produce a new beast. And of course, some of the stats, some of the abilities can carry over. There is also a random or RNG factor in there with the beasts that you're combining in here. And then when you combine beasts, you do get these little feet. So right here, you can see these are the beast tokens that you receive from building up the beast. Now you'll notice that even looking here at a beast like the tufty ears, look at the abilities, guys. You want to talk about absolutely crazy when it comes to the ascended abilities. And even looking here, it is light bearer, light bearer, light bearer, light bearer, light bearer across the board with tufty ears. It is all supercharging light bearers. Then you have physical resistance, attack, defense, and HP. Now you also notice that we do have the secondary beast, or the cheaper version of beast down here, something like Bell Bellow. And you'll also notice here, it comes custom or stock with 4 ascended talents in here. So as you're continuing to build out these beasts, you can see the ascension level on here is 4, meaning that it does have 4 ascended talents in here. And overall, getting these, again, when you think of putting a ton of money into the companion server, it does make a big difference when you have these beasts. And the biggest notable difference that we can see is when you start getting into PvP, when you start progressing in game modes, having these beasts built out in their entirety, and of course, getting all of these stats. It's crazy how high these stats can get. Even here, the defense of all heroes increased by 32%. That is massive when it comes to build these out of the beast store. Don't know if they're going to do anything like this in AFK Arena, but you'll also notice, and it's kind of funny to think, when you start looking at these beasts themselves, even for instance, right here with our tufty ear, you can buy 5 of 5. You can buy a multitude of copies in here to combine the ascended beast to get other beasts. It is kind of crazy, again, how deep you could go with the beasts in here and where you could build them out. So even looking, and you have to pay close and very special attention when it comes to these beasts themselves, because there is a multitude of different beasts. And of course, there is within the multitude of beasts, you have a bunch of different abilities. Now, there are a lot of abilities that are only specific to some formations. Like for instance, right here, the defense of all Celestial and Hypo heroes is increased, and the attack from Celestials and Hypos are increased. Guess what? I'm at the point of companions where I'm not running Celestials or Hypos. So the only benefit that I am going to get out of this specific Ice Crown Beast that is mythic is this defensive ability with all of the heroes. That might make me choose a different hero in here. Now you also notice here that we have a rare and we have a mythic tier unlocked. So not only do we have the beasts, we also do have different tiers within the essentially what they can do, which again is kind of crazy. So as you build it up, you can get different levels of ability. Even here, the basic one right here damages all enemies for 100%. Legendary tier has been unlocked, now does 120% damage, reduces the crit block rate by 10 and haste by 15. So getting out and building these essentially in their entirety, there is a massive randomization in here with the beasts themselves. And then of course, when you start looking at like a Tufty ear, you can see the attack rating of all Lightbearer heroes is increased by 9.6%. Guys, that's a 10% attack increase for Lightbearers. And then of course, when you start summoning, you can level up your beast just like we've seen. This is very similar to what we see traditionally in the classic version with the Elder Tree. You can see plus 12 HP. You got some more attack of all beasts. You got defense of all beasts. The Beast Encyclopedia will build them out in their entirety. When we start looking at these beasts and as they continue to increase and give us more beasts within here, we can go ahead and level them up. So it's going to be interesting to see. Even looking here, Magical Pierce of Lightbearer heroes again, and then of course double Magical Pierce in here. But you have to pay attention to what you have within these beasts, how exactly the beast is going to perform, and exactly what you can get out of all of these different ones. Now, Bella is one that I see a lot of players running when it comes to PvP. You can see we haven't been very lucky in getting any of these copies, but as we build this out, the skills and abilities, and getting these kind of built higher and higher is going to make a really big difference and a game-changing difference when it comes to different game modes. Now you can see this is just after the reset. Went in here, did a couple things. I want to do some summons in here, and we have been getting our scrolls every single day with our summons, and we have been farming out the Noble Tavern. So just like other players, this has been the sticking point. The summons in here with diamonds, with everything that we have done, getting the elite heroes. Really, there's Rowan, there's Screg. Getting the elite heroes, not too difficult to really deal with, but when you start looking at the food that we're getting for these heroes, this is where a lot of players are really missing the boat, not having the ability to use all of those elite copies we're getting because we're not getting enough food to actually build those out. There's another copy of Belinda. We have one on the table, still looking for Wilders and trying to farm Wilders like crazy. We're almost to the point where we can get the ability to go in and actually, and I'm going to save these scrolls, but the ability to get our Awakened hero, which we know the Awakened version of Solus comes with the completion of chapter 22. And I've also been looking at Damon. So of course, when it comes to Damon, having copies of Damon is really strong. We have seen him in PvP and he just absolutely decimates. So again, very similar to what we've seen with the classic server. When you do have Damon and when you are building up Damon, it's kind of crazy how strong he is, which we knew before, and he always has been since the release. But when it comes to building this hero out, there are a few players that put a lot of money into companions, built out Damon, and they are just absolutely crushing formations because you can't kill him. That is where a lot of players are stuck. Now, there was a question as well of who I was looking for in here, kind of going back and forth, and even getting, a single copy of Mortis, which I might do. Just picking up one single copy of Mortis, of course, can be a game changer. I was hoping the twins were in here. Unfortunately, they're not, but I have been looking for Taylene in here. But I am going to grab one single copy of Mortis, hopefully with these 7 cards. And of course, Stargazer over here, we only have the ability to get these heroes that we're getting. We can't use diamonds in here. We're only able to summon when we have the Stargazer card. These Stargazer cards were out of the guild, and also the progression that we're making within the tower. And of course, we're trying to farm any of the loot that we can get out of here in its entirety. and doing these summons any single time that we have the ability to make some more progression, do some more summons, get some more rare heroes. That is what we're looking for in the entirety. And it looks like we might be able to get another copy of Hogan. Now I did build up right here Belinda a little bit further. We have double copies here, almost another copy right here. So we have that copy of Hogan. Gonna have to wait and see exactly who we can build. Then of course we just need more copies of Titus. We did build out Crisio a little bit. Double copies of Anakiro right here. Again, gonna have to wait to see exactly who we can build. Have that copy of Ira, and look at Leica, guys. So once we use 2 for Leica, that'll add another 3 stars on Leica. And what I'm honestly hoping is we're getting to the point, even looking at Iran, even looking at Mishka, that we're getting them to 5 stars. So when I start building them up a little bit further or get them to 5 stars, I want to leave them in the wish list to use them as food, is essentially what I'm thinking. I could even keep them at 1 star and just use those other copies of food. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about that, utilizing some of those for food, because ultimately, again, looking in here, we have Leica, we have Mishka, we have Iran, and then of course we're building out Tassie, we're building out Gorvo. Those are going to be the 5 that we're looking for to build out in the entirety to get that awakened version of Solus. Just going to take a little bit of time out of here. So using for food, we have Oku, we have Nomura, we have Pippa. We have a couple of heroes in here. Essentially, if we do get copies of them, we can utilize them for food. And the same over here with Grez. You can see right here, we got a copy of Sylvana, just waiting to get one more copy of Grez. And then of course, again, with the food, getting that built up a little bit further, taking Grez all the way up to Ascended. And in here, it is kind of the RNG. We just got a copy of Athalia, which did come for free. And we've been shopping and buying and really building everything out of the store when we can. This has a long refresh, which I do not like. In here, we've been doing the same, been going through, building out, actually Rowan a little bit further as we've been buying these out every single day, trying to get Rowan built up, making sure we have the ability to support that. Then of course, we bought some of these for baits. Again, looking at the beast, looking at the ability to build up beasts in their entirety. We have been really focusing on that. And then the barracks, waiting 11 more days on the refresh of this, just saving up everything that we can get in there. Dailies going into weeklies, all of our events that are going on right now, doing incredibly well in here. And the other thing I want to note before we're done here, guys, is when you're coming in and you're running these formations, I love the ability, and I didn't really realize till we were on the live stream, just go ahead and auto battle. Then you can hop over, you can do something like the Peaks of Time. You can go through here, you can do the Forest Mania, you can do the Shadow Invasion. You can complete this game mode while you're running the campaign, which I absolutely love. So all right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.